Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news as we get closer and closer to training camp. The excitement around the Pittsburgh Steelers is palpable, but let's be honest, there are some concerns that are starting to surface among fans and analysts alike. One of the most pressing issues right now, the depth at the wide receiver position. We all know how crucial that spot is in today's NFL, especially when trying to make a deep playoff run or go all the way to another Super Bowl. And if you've been following the team closely, you might have picked up on the fact that the Steelers are actively looking for options to strengthen that part of the roster. Now, one name that's been making waves recently is Tyler Boyd, a player who many believe could be a perfect fit for Pittsburgh's current needs. And interestingly enough, there's a lot more behind this story than just a simple rumor. It's about a hometown guy, a Pitt product, who's expressing genuine interest in returning to his roots and playing for the Steelers. So, let's unpack this story because it's not just about a player trying to land a contract. It's about a potential strategic move by the Steelers, a move that could reshape their receiving core and give them a real boost heading into the season. Tyler Boyd, for those who might not be fully aware, is a wide receiver who has spent the last few seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals. Over 8 seasons, he's established himself as a reliable PPR machine, accumulating over 500 receptions, more than 0 yards, and 31 touchdowns. Certainly not superstar numbers, but what makes Boyd stand out is his consistency, especially in the slot. He's that kind of player who, despite not being a true number 1 receiver, has quietly become a dependable weapon across multiple offenses. And in 2018, he truly shone, leading the Bengals with 76 catches for over 0 yards, and 7 touchdowns, all without being the main focus of defenses. That's impressive because it shows he can produce even when defenses aren't doubling him or game planning for him specifically. Now, this brings us to a very interesting point. The Steelers, as we all know, have been trying to find that reliable second receiver to complement their star, George Pickens. Remember last season, the offense showed flashes of brilliance, but consistency at the WR2 spot was lacking, and that has been a recurring theme for the team over the past few years. DK Metcalf at the top of the depth chart is a player with all-world talent, but behind him, things get a little murky. The Steelers are looking to solidify that position, and Boyd, with his experience, familiarity with the division, and proven production, could be the perfect answer. Now here's where it gets even more intriguing. The reports are saying that the Steelers have already extended an offer to Boyd, although it's believed to be a modest one, probably a veteran minimum or a 1-year deal to see how things go. Insider Mark Kaboly from 93.7 The Fan confirmed that the team has made an offer, but the real hang-up right now seems to be money. Boyd, as a Pitt native, has publicly expressed his interest in returning home, and in a recent interview at his youth camp, he made it clear that playing in Pittsburgh would mean a lot to him. He said, "Absolutely," when asked if he'd like to help fill that roster need, adding that his family is here and that being close to home would be a huge plus. That kind of emotional connection. It's a compelling factor for any player, especially one who's been in the league long enough to understand how fleeting these opportunities are. But let's not forget, even with that enthusiasm, Boyd's situation isn't just about sentiment. It's also about the business side of the NFL. The offer from the Steelers, as per the insider, isn't likely to be the kind of deal a player would jump at. It's probably a veteran minimum, 1-year deal, with the potential for more if he impresses. The reality is, across the league, teams are being cautious with their cap space, and Boyd's market value might be a bit limited after a somewhat underwhelming 2024 season, hampered by injuries and inconsistent quarterback play with Tennessee. Still, his track record, his familiarity with the division, and his ability to step into that WR2 role seamlessly make him a very attractive option. And this is where things get even more interesting from a strategic standpoint. Pittsburgh's offense, led by offensive coordinator Matt Canada, has shown flashes of explosive potential, especially when the offensive line is holding up and the playmakers are executing. But consistency at the receiver position has been elusive. Pickens is a star in the making, no doubt, with his athleticism and big play ability, but he's still young and developing. The Steelers need a veteran presence who can run precise routes, make tough catches in traffic, and provide a steadying influence for their young quarterbacks, whether it's Kenny Pickett or someone else. Boyd's experience in playoff situations, including appearances in Super Bowl LVI and multiple postseason runs with Cincinnati, adds a layer of leadership that could be invaluable for a team that's aiming for the next step, a deep playoff push and possibly another Super Bowl appearance. His route running is crisp, he's reliable in clutch moments, and he's shown resilience throughout his career. Plus, with Pittsburgh's current roster, adding a player like Boyd doesn't just fill a positional need. It sends a message that the Steelers are serious about winning now, about making a push in what might be a very competitive AFC North. Let's also talk a little about the division itself because, right now, it's arguably the most competitive in the NFL. The Browns have added Deshaun Watson at quarterback, and they're looking to take a leap. The Bengals are still led by Joe Burrow, with a solid core and a high-powered offense. The Ravens, always a threat with Lamar Jackson, are trying to reassert their dominance. In this environment, the Steelers can't afford to be complacent. They need to bolster their roster, and that's why a smart, low-risk move like signing Boyd could be exactly what they need to gain that extra edge. And let's not forget about the history between Boyd and Pittsburgh. He's a Pitt guy, a local hero, who grew up dreaming of playing for the Steelers. His connection to the city, the fans, and the organization is genuine. That kind of motivation can often translate into extra effort on the field. Players who have that emotional tie to the team tend to play with more passion, more focus, and that can make all the difference in crucial moments. Imagine the scene: Boyd catching a key third down pass in a playoff game, the crowd roaring, knowing that a local kid is making a difference for his hometown team. That's the kind of storyline that resonates not just with fans, but with the entire league. Now, looking ahead, the Steelers have a lot riding on this offseason. The draft, free agency, training camp, all are pieces of the puzzle. Adding a veteran like Boyd, even if it's just for a year, could be a game changer. It gives them flexibility, adds leadership, and most importantly, depth. With the NFL's increasing emphasis on versatile, reliable receivers, having someone like Boyd, who can line up inside or outside and make plays in critical moments, is a significant advantage. Of course, all of this hinges on the financial side. If the Steelers can come to a reasonable agreement, a fair deal that works for both sides, Boyd's return could be a real turning point for the team. It would send a message that Pittsburgh is serious about contending, about building a team with a blend of young talent and experienced veterans who know how to win. And from Boyd's perspective, it's a chance to come home, play for his city, and potentially finish his career with a team that's on the rise with a solid foundation. In conclusion, fans, what we're witnessing right now is the early stages of what could be a very exciting storyline. The Steelers are subtly reshaping their roster, and the potential addition of Tyler Boyd fits perfectly into their plans. It's about filling a need, adding leadership, and bringing in someone who understands what it takes to succeed in this league. The NFL is all about those small, strategic moves that can make a big difference come January and February. And for Pittsburgh, bringing Boyd back home might just be that move. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Boyd is the perfect fit for the Steelers? Would he bring the veteran leadership and production they need? Or do you believe the team should look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. Remember, this story is still unfolding, and I'll be back very soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest news on Pittsburgh's quest for another Super Bowl. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's keep rooting for our team to reach even greater heights. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers!